Do you feel like stress is taking over your mind, leaving you overwhelmed and out of control? Discover the ancient wisdom of Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary samurai, and learn how to master your mind during even the most stressful times. Step 1. Identify your stress triggers. The first thing you need to do to keep your mind in check when you're stressed is to figure out what makes you stressed. The famous samurai Miyamoto Musashi said it was important to know your enemy before going to war. This time, stress is your enemy, and the best way to get rid of it is to figure out where it comes from. What makes you stressed is different for everyone. They can come from outside sources like tight work schedules or money worries, or from inside sources like self-doubt or wanting to be perfect. You have to pay attention to your own life in order to find your triggers. Pay attention to times when you feel stressed, nervous, or angry. What kinds of things, people, or thoughts are going through your mind at those times? Write down these patterns in a stress notebook. Writing them down makes them more clear and helps you see themes that keep coming up. Musashi taught that being aware is the first step in making a plan. Once you know what stresses you out, you can start planning how to deal with or get rid of those things. If you notice that certain conversations drain you, for example, you can mentally get ready for them before you have them or avoid them totally. Also, it's important to look inside yourself. Musashi thought that the most important fights happen inside. Think about why certain things really bother you. Does it make you afraid to fail? A need to be in charge? Figuring out what's causing your stress will help you deal with it better. Once you know what causes you stress, divide them into parts that you can control and parts that you can't. This difference is very important. Musashi talked a lot about directing energy only where it works. Stressing over things you can't change wastes your mental energy. Instead, focus your efforts on things that you can handle, like setting limits or better managing your time. Being aware of the things that make you stressed is the first thing that you can do to get your peace back. By knowing what throws off your balance, you give yourself the power to do something about it, just like Musashi would before a fight. Step 2. Break tasks into smaller steps. When you have a lot of things to do, the weight of it all can be crushing. A lot of the time, stress isn't caused by the chores themselves, but by the overwhelming feeling that everything needs to be done at once. The famous samurai and planner Miyamoto Musashi knew how important it was to make small steps forward. His lesson stressed that big wins come from carefully planning and taking focused action one step at a time. Not only is breaking jobs down into smaller steps a way to get more done, it's also a way to keep your mind from getting too overwhelmed. When you focus on finishing a single, manageable step, the whole job seems less overwhelming. This method makes your brain feel like it's in charge and making progress, which lowers worry. Moving forward, even if it's just a little bit, gives you momentum instead of stopping because of how big the task is. This idea fits nicely with Musashi's idea that small refinements lead to mastery. In his well-known book, The Book of Five Rings, Musashi wrote about how important it is to break down a complicated method into its basic parts and practice each one until it becomes automatic. In the same way, breaking a job down into smaller parts is a methodical way to get better at it. For instance, if you need to finish a long report, begin by making an outline of the different parts. Then, don't try to write the whole thing at once. Instead, work on writing one part at a time. You feel more confident and less resistant to the whole job when you finish one piece at a time. You can also enjoy small wins with this method, which is very important when things are stressful. Each step you finish gives you a sense of success that makes you want to keep going. You're getting closer to the top of a mountain with each step, even if the trip seems long. Musashi's life was made up of small steps that led to big things. He never tried to solve all of his problems at once. Instead, he fought each one with focus and accuracy. If you use what you've learned in this lesson, you'll be able to handle even the hardest jobs with clarity and purpose. Step 3. Limit stress-enhancing inputs. Today's world is very connected, so we are constantly being fed information, views, and other things that take our attention away. News alerts, social media feeds, and constant messages can make stress levels much higher. The great warrior Miyamoto Musashi would have told people to learn the art of discernment, which means being careful about what they let into their minds. Many things can make you feel more stressed, Constantly bad news, bad relationships, and too much time spent on social media can make you feel anxious and cloud your judgment. Musashi taught us how important it is to be clear and focused, telling us to get rid of things that are distracting us and focus on what really matters. How can you find the stillness you need to deal with problems if your mind is full of noise that isn't necessary? First, figure out what makes you feel more stressed. Is it the never-ending scroll through social media that makes you feel bad about yourself? Or is it the habit of checking emails all the time, even late at night? The first step in managing these factors is to be aware of them. Once you know who they are, you can take steps to limit their impact. Limit what you can do with technology. For instance, set specific times to check your email or social media. For better sleep and a clearer mind, you might want to try digital detoxes or limiting the time you spend in front of a screen before bed. Turn off notifications that aren't necessary right away and make sure that your feeds only contain positive, inspiring, or educational material to create a calm environment. Musashi's lessons stress the importance of controlling oneself. He thought that chaos in the outside world often shows chaos inside. You can stay at peace with yourself no matter what is going on around you if you learn to control what you let into your thoughts. Besides that, surround yourself with good people. Pick to be around people and do things that make you feel good and help you grow. Stay away from harmful people or places that drain your energy. Musashi's wise words tell us that we should guard our minds with the same ferocity that a warrior guards his life. Limiting things that make you feel stressed isn't a way to avoid things. It's a way to make room for clarity, focus, and endurance. By doing this, you are in line with Musashi's timeless idea of mastering the mind and being strong and graceful as you face life's obstacles. Step 4. Visualize a calming outcome. Mind is a strong tool that, based on how it's used, can either make stress worse or make it go away. Musashi knew how important mental images were and would often picture himself winning before going into fight. Using visualization is a way to turn worry into confidence by practicing being calm and successful in your mind. When you're feeling stress, close your eyes and picture a good result. Imagine getting through it without any problems and feeling calm and in charge. If you're scared about an interview, for example, picture yourself going in with confidence, answering questions without any trouble, and leaving with a sense of having done a good job. The ultimate goal of martial arts is not having to use them, Musashi said, emphasizing how important it was to think ahead. Visualization can help you get ready for problems without giving up when things get tough. It gets you ready to succeed and makes you less afraid of what you don't know. This method also makes you use your senses. As you picture what you want to happen, pay close attention to the sounds, colors, and feelings that go along with it. The more realistic the images, the more real they feel, which tricks your brain into thinking that success is possible. Visualization also helps you stop thinking about what might go wrong and start thinking about what might go right. Instead of focusing on problems, Musashi thought people should use their energy to find answers. You train your mind to face problems with hope and determination by picturing a calm and good ending. Visualization can help you deal with stress more easily by making it a regular part of your life. It makes you more confident in your skills and makes sure that your actions match your happy attitude. Step 5. Take micro breaks throughout the day. Musashi's life showed how to find balance between doing things and being still, between being intense and taking a break. He knew that working hard all the time without taking a break would wear him out. Similarly, taking short breaks throughout the day is important for keeping your mind clear and your energy up when you're under a lot of stress. Micro breaks are small breaks that you choose to take to clear your mind. Sometimes all you need to do is get up from your work, stretch, or close your eyes for a moment. These breaks break up the cycle of worry and keep your mind from getting tired. Musashi talked a lot about how important it is to live in the present. Focus on your surroundings or do something relaxing, like deep breathing during a micro break. This exercise brings you back to the present and quiets the noise in your mind that stress makes. Micro breaks are good for you in more ways than one. They make you more productive by helping you concentrate and make choices. Musashi always sharpened his sword before a fight. Micro breaks let you do the same thing with your mind, getting it ready for the next task. It's also important to know when your mind and body are telling you to take a break. If you ignore these signs, you'll get burned out, which makes it harder to deal with worry. Musashi's discipline meant knowing when to act and when to back off. This is also a good way to deal with worry. Taking short breaks throughout the day sets up a rhythm of work and rest that gives you the strength and clarity to face obstacles with newfound determination. Step 6. Declutter your space. Your surroundings have a big effect on how you feel. A cluttered area can reflect a cluttered mind, making stress worse and making it harder to concentrate. Musashi believed in keeping things simple and said, "Do not have what you do not need." Getting rid of mess is a way to make your environment more in line with your mental clarity. Start by taking a look at your surroundings. Is your desk full of things that you don't need or that are distracting? Spend some time organizing and getting rid of things that aren't needed. Cleaning up gives you a sense of control and order, which makes you feel less stressed. Getting rid of clutter isn't just for your physical places, it's also for your mind. Take some time to think about any promises or ideas that don't serve you anymore. Musashi thought that people should only focus on what was necessary to reach their goal. Letting go of things that aren't necessary frees up mental energy for what's important. A place that is clean and well organized can also help you feel calm. When everything around you is in order, your mind is less stressed. Musashi believed that the inner and outer world should be in balance, which is where this theory comes from. Getting rid of clutter is also a meaningful act. It means letting go of physical and mental burdens that aren't needed. This fits with what Musashi said about separation, which means learning to let go of things that don't help you grow. By getting rid of clutter, you make room for mental clarity and strength, which gives you the tools to handle stressful situations calmly. Step 7. Create a stress reset ritual. Rituals give us structure and comfort when life gets crazy. Musashi's daily habits showed how dedicated he was to control and awareness. Making a stress reset routine helps you consciously let go of stress and get in touch with your inner calm. To make your routine, all you have to do is light a candle, meditate for a few minutes, or write in a journal. The important thing is to stick with this routine every time you feel stressed out. By doing the same thing over and over, your mind learns to connect it with ease. Musashi thought that purpose had power. Every deed, no matter how small, should have a reason for being done. This idea is reflected in a stress reset routine, which is a planned act of self-care and mental renewal. Include things that make sense to you. If you find peace in nature, going outside for some fresh air might be part of your routine. If a calm tune makes you feel better, play it. These personal touches give the ritual value and help it work. Over time, your routine becomes a mental anchor that helps you stay grounded when things are going badly. No matter how crazy life gets, it's important to remember that you can make time for peace. By starting a stress reset routine, you live by Musashi's concept of mastery over your thoughts, feelings, and situations. Taking control of your mind during times of worry takes self-mastery, discipline, awareness, and deliberate action. Inspired by Miyamoto Musashi's teachings, these 7 steps will give you the tools you need to face life's obstacles with strength and clarity.